Welcome, Vic. Welcome back to the Bruker site in Ettlingen in Germany. It's a pleasure to have you here again. And could you please remind us what makes Dragonfly Energy so special in the battery space?
Well, thank you, Jörg. It's a pleasure to be back here in Ettlingen and interacting with your talented team of engineers and scientists. Dragonfly was founded as a technology company originally, and it's grown into a comprehensive lithium-ion battery company since then. And what I really mean by that is we've got a core business selling packs to a variety of markets in RV, marine, and off-grid. And that's really allowed us to establish a strong brand and strong relationships with customers in a variety of markets. To stay competitive long time, we have a robust IP portfolio centered around cell manufacturing and pack design. And to support that IP portfolio, we have a very strong team of engineers and scientists that make up our research and development department. And our philosophy is to paint a very complete picture of how a lithium-ion battery works, how the supply chain works, and how you can be sustainable long-term in developing new technologies. So we understand materials when they're coming out of the ground and being turned into electrode active materials. We understand now how cells are manufactured and work in the field. And then we take it that last step and deliver cells in the forms of packs to our customers to really understand what are the limitations currently and where are there opportunities to innovate long-term. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what makes Bruker stand out in the magnetic resonance space?
Yes, well, absolutely. So on the one hand side, Bruker offers the widest portfolio from an instrument perspective, from a platform perspective. And this starts, for example, with NMR, with our high-resolution ARVOS series, with different fields, floor-standing instruments, high-resolution instruments. Same is valid for EPR, where we have floor-standing high-resolution instruments. But that's not the full story. We also have to offer derivatives of this technology on benchtop systems. And here to mention, of course, the Fourier series for NMR, which brings really NMR to the bench, cryogen-free, or also time-domain NMR systems, which are very robust with especially inhomogeneous samples. And same is true for the EPR portfolio on the bench. But this is the big portfolio when it comes to instruments. But on the other side, we normally bundle these instruments with workflows, with software, with sophisticated software, which can, in an R&D environment, help the spectroscopist to increase throughput, to process data more quickly, to interpret data more quickly. But also it can be real end-to-end solutions, especially for the benchtop systems, where the analysis starts with inserting a sample. The software does everything in terms of interpreting data and filing a report, and at the end you would have the report. So this makes a huge difference in deployment capabilities. In strategic deployment, we call this a distributed lab topology, where we honor the complex analytical landscape of our customers, from R&D centers to quality labs, in a more manufacturing affiliated environment when it comes to incoming goods control, process control, or even final product quality control. So you would need to have different expressions of the same technique, and this also helps rolling out new chemistries, new products from R&D, where you originally used R&D setups, but then you need to translate into quality control measures, and this can be easily done if you stay within the same technology, right? You do not even have to translate from one analytical technique into another, you just adopt to the different expressions of it. And with this setup, we serve a variety of market segments from industry and also academia, and cover whole value chains end-to-end, from basic academic research into translational research, product innovation steps at industries, and then translating again into manufacturing environments, and they're also from front-end side incoming goods till back-end side final product quality control. So we are, of course, not doing this on our own. We are partnering with well-recognized experts in their fields. We call this R&D ecosystems. And together, we address new pain points and develop solutions to answer analytical questions, to really lead to the actionable information intelligence and not end with analytical raw data.
Yeah, we find this ecosystem model really beneficial from our end as well. I mean, my scientists and engineers that work at R&D, they aren't spending a lot of time, to be fairly honest, thinking about magnetic resonance in the way your application scientists are. They're thinking about building batteries that cycle longer. They're thinking about deploying our dry electrode process pilot line and making sure the process is optimized and cost efficient and sustainable. They're thinking about creating new materials that are stable and non-flammable for future solid state batteries. And you know, as they go about answering those questions, they answer them quicker and more efficiently, and I argue with less uncertainty when they work in close collaboration with the experts at Bruker, because ultimately you are the experts in leveraging the instrument, and we are providing the questions that we're trying to answer to you. And creating that synergy, creating that ecosystem really helps us innovate quicker and innovate in a way where we're more certain in the findings we report in the laboratory. And ultimately, you know, as you mentioned, taking it a step further to decreasing the threshold for operation for some of these instruments, increasing the speed at which insights are gained from these instruments. Ultimately, that translates to new products entering market quicker for Dragonfly, and new materials scaling from the benchtop to pilot to full scale out of R&D at Dragonfly. So I think it is very beneficial for us to expedite these processes together, expedite these workflow developments together.
And this is so true for us as well. So there's the mutual benefit in bringing our teams of well-trained scientists together, and both companies are bringing a well-defined range of expertise to the table, right? On the Bruker side is how to operate and how to develop new analytical methods, how to develop new software, to also, from an R&D perspective, to use these new workflows we are developing together, to encapsulate them into software-based workflows and roll them out together with you into production-affiliated environments.
No, it's great to hear, you know, our scientists come to us and say we're struggling with not necessarily a question, but how to answer the question with an instrument we know we can answer it with, and then turn around and tell us, you know, we worked with Bruker, we now have a workflow, and we're on a path to speeding up that workflow so we can give you this answer repeatably, reliably, and more quickly moving forward in the future. So, you know, it's great to see those collaborations. I think we've already started to see a lot of benefit from Dragonfly's end, whether it's understanding the systems better or understanding in the future how we can connect the different systems we purchase from different Bruker entities to completely paint a picture that will help us innovate more effectively.
And this is exactly, it's not only about developing a new analytical method for answering a certain question, it's also validating the method. And we bring a set of experiences with us, as we did in other industry, like in the food industry, with one example to mention is the food screener, which is a fully automated workflow based on a 400 megahertz floor standing NMR machine, which requires zero spectroscopic expert knowledge. Everybody can operate it in the lab and gains very deep insights into different food matrices when it comes to quality control, but also authenticity of these matrices. Just one example. So we are using this experience we gained in other industries and are bringing it now together with you to the battery space. Learning about these use cases, these new questions, and then it's all about also validating these methods. So it's, for you, I can imagine it's important to trust the result, to really build on it, right? So these methods must be validated according to an industry standard. And this is also where we put a plan together for the next 12 months to even foster this exchange, bringing our scientists together, working on defined use cases. And we will also publish this and make it accessible to the wider community.
No, I think it's we've very much enjoyed and found benefit in the case studies we've already tackled with Bruker here in Ellingen, whether it's studying electrolytes or studying, you know, how benchtop versus a floor standing NMR can be used to answer certain questions, whether we're in R&D phase, whether we're in pilot phase, whether we're in full scale up and deployment phase. And building upon this over the next 12 months is something I very much look forward to seeing the product of. You know, we've made a large investment with a variety of instruments with Bruker, whether it's, you know, X-ray diffraction instrumentation, IR spectroscopy, Raman spectroscopy, XRF, AFM, and, you know, everything in between. NMR is a large component of that, and what I really look forward to in the next 12 months with Bruker is starting to connect the dots between those different entities, different instruments in our lab and with you here in Ellingen and other places around the world to, as I said, paint a comprehensive picture of how a lithium-ion battery performs and how it works and why it fails, and ultimately to have that dialogue with your scientists to communicate where are our pain points, where do we find analysis tends to slow down, where do we find that analysis tends to accrue uncertainty. And by having a strong collaboration with Bruker, we're confident we can tackle those obstacles in a timely manner as we move forward.
Yes, exactly. And this is also why we are very much looking forward to next steps, next things to come, next fields of play we will discover together. And hope to see you soon again, be it here in Germany or in the United States.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.